Hey, good morning. I'm Major General Retired Brian Winsky, President and CEO of the Fort Campbell Historical Foundation, and I'm glad to give you a fall update on where we are in the establishment of the Tennessee Wings of Liberty Museum. About 16 months ago, June of last year, we broke ground and we've been hard at it ever since. And as you can see, construction's now largely complete. What you're looking at behind me is the museum itself, and from the left side of it, you see that large glassed-in portion. That's the atrium. That'll be where we have public events, retirement ceremonies, promotions, events of that nature. Inside that portion of the museum is going to be a Waco glider, one of only a few left in the world, and that'll kind of be the centerpiece. That atrium will accommodate up to about 300 people, and again, it's going to be a premier venue for events, presentations, etc. Next to that, underneath the Tennessee Wings of Liberty Museum sign there, you see the entranceway to the museum. It's going to be a great handshake to everybody who comes to visit. You're going to see or be greeted by a reception desk there, and you'll see the recognition wall for donors, key folks that were part of us being able to establish this museum. And then to the far right here, this long portion is the heart and soul of the museum. That's a 40,000 square foot exhibit hall that's going to showcase all the campaigns and history of the 101st Airborne Division, the 5th Special Forces Group, and the 160th Special Ops Aviation Regiment. And along one side of it, you're going to have the chronology of all the major campaigns and battles that those units fought from D-Day to present. And then on the opposite side, you're going to have all the warfighting functions, or those functions that are required to make these large, complex operations happen. And I look forward to showing you more of that once we get inside. On the outside of the museum, the best feature is, as you pan through this campus here, is the accessibility. We are right at the intersection of Tiny Town Road and 41A, and it's immediately accessible to the public. You don't have to go through the gauntlet of security getting onto Fort Campbell proper. You'll be able to enter right off the highway there, pull into the parking lot, and within a matter of seconds, you'll be inside the museum enjoying it. Also out here in this large 35-acre campus, we have a great footprint where we eventually want to move some of the macro artifacts at the current Pratt Museum, the large airplanes, the large artillery pieces and vehicles, etc. That's a long-term objective of ours. We got to do some fundraising to make that happen, but that's what we'll use the rest of this space for. As you can see, we got a very spacious parking lot, room for buses, tour buses, etc., and plenty of parking. So the outside campus is beautiful, inviting, and again, largely complete. You still see some work underway, but like I said, construction's largely done, and we're in the cleanup phase now, working off punch list items, touch-up paint, final attention to detail things, and we're set to hand this off to the Army in the weeks ahead. And then once that's handed off, we're going to start really bringing it to life by installing all the artifacts, exhibits, displays, etc. That's going to happen throughout the course of the fall, winter, and into spring, and we should have all of that complete, ready to go, from the Sherman tank, that's a centerpiece of the World War II exhibit, to the MH-47 Chinook helicopter, that's the centerpiece of the 160th and 5th Group portion of the exhibits. Have all of that complete and ready to open to the public on the 19th of March. I will say this, the one thing that could delay that a little bit is this government shutdown. Hopefully that gets resolved over the course of the next couple of days, because it'll be difficult to get all the inspections and the handoff activities and requirements complete as long as a fair amount of the workforce here at Fort Campbell's furloughed. So hopefully that's resolved, and again, assuming it is resolved, we're set for an opening to the public on March 19th of next year, just a few short months away. Okay, well, here's the heart of the museum, the 40,000 square foot exhibit hall, and what you see along this portion of it is going to be all the chronologically arranged major battles, campaigns, and activities of the units that we're showcasing here. So it'll start with World War II and the D-Day invasion. It'll depict soldiers from the 101st that jumped in the night prior, linking up with forces coming ashore at Utah Beach. And then beyond that, we'll have the Korean War, Cold War, Vietnam War, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria, and the other contemporary campaigns as well depicted. For each major exhibit, you're going to have a tableau, that's the centerpiece of it, and these angled walls will form an alcove where we'll have additional displays, and then we'll have a central case that shows weapons, uniforms, etc. of the era for both the enemy and what our soldiers wore. You know, the history that was captured in the Pratt Museum really kind of culminated about 2005, 2006, and a lot of history has been made since then. So we knew from the get-go that we wanted to include the more contemporary chapters of the fight in Afghanistan, Iraq, and other contingency areas. And what we're going to have here is a tableau that has an iconic image of 101st Troopers fighting with the enemy in eastern Afghanistan in the mountains of the Hindu Kush there. And then from there, we wanted a lot more coverage on 5th Special Forces Group in the 160th, and the signature exhibit there is going to be the MH-47 Chinook, tail number 783, which will be at the very end of the exhibit hall here. What you're looking at on the chart there is this particular aircraft has some very special history. It started out with the 101st in the Vietnam era, and it was one of the first MH-47s inducted into the 160th when they began operating with that aircraft as well. And it's been in every chapter of the 160th's history since then. So very special aircraft that participated in some very special missions, and we're excited to have it. This aircraft was part of the operation that resulted in the elimination of the #1 terrorist target of our lifetime. So very, very special history there. Along this half of the exhibit hall are going to be the warfighting functions. So it'll include command and control, communication, sustainment, engineering, air defense, counter-drone activity, medical capabilities, all the things that make these large, complex operations happen and make the Army run. So coming out of the atrium right here, you see it opens up to this Memorial Plaza where we have bricks in place, about 3,500 that were purchased over the years in fundraising effort to help the foundation and the museum project. And then some bigger commemorative stones and placards here, again, also purchased over the years by our supporters. And we're really excited to finally get these things in place and shown to everyone. And we look forward to resuming the sales campaign for these things. And we'll, on an annual basis, for all those sold during the course of that year, we'll install them. In all likelihood, we'll do that during Week of the Eagles, right around Memorial Day each summer. So super excited for that. I'm really happy to share all this great news with you, and it is great news. The museum's done. We're just working off the final touches. It's going to be handed off to the Army here in the near term. Then we're going to bring it to life with the installation of the artifacts, and we have the resources to help with that. So we're going to have a world-class, phenomenal, tech-enhanced, interactive, ridden museum that is going to be really the best military museum in the Mid-South. So that's the good news, but there's some things we still want to do as a foundation in support of the museum. I mentioned the outdoor campus. You know, it's a perfect venue to array all of the historic aircraft that are all over the installation, concentrated around the Pratt Museum, so everybody can learn and be inspired by them as well. But they're all in really rough shape. They need full restoration before moving them over. There's some costs associated with taking them apart and reassembling them here and putting them on a proper mount, etc. So our long-term fundraising is largely focused on that, as well as our role with education programs related to the museum. We really want first-class education opportunities for preschool through high school, and as well college programs in all the universities and colleges here in Middle Tennessee and southern central Kentucky. All of this is only possible through the generosity of you, and in particular our most significant donors. That includes the state of Tennessee, the city of Clarksville, and Montgomery County. We also couldn't be here were it not for the incredibly professional organization that's actually doing the hard work of building this museum, led by Commonwealth Development Group, our owner's rep for the project, and Barton Mallow, our general contractor. Fundraising continues. We have an easy donate tab right on our website at www.fortcampbell.com. And if you'd like to be on the recognition board in the museum in perpetuity, the entry level for that, it's 1 through 5 star. The entry level for that is $25,000, and then our highest tier 5 star are $1 million donors. Again, we're in great shape, but we'll continue to need your help. Fundraising is going to be a perpetual line of effort to continually improve what's going to be an awesome museum that'll be open to the public this spring.